Go. Hello and welcome to Talking Good Game. It's just finished. West Ham 1, Swansea 0. Gonzo, are we safe?
Yes.
Jay, do you think we're safe?
100% safe.
First half, 0-0. No, it was 1-0 at half time. There wasn't much apart from the goal, though, was there?
No, apart from the Lanzini, I think it was the Lanzini free kick, wasn't it? That went just over. That were close. That were very, very close. But I thought we played well. I thought Bilic done. Listen, Bilic's had a lot of critics recently, but I think, you know what? I think he's answered a lot today.
Do you agree with that? He obviously had to make a big call before the start of the game. Carroll and Sacco on the bench, so neither of them were fit. Antonio up front, he went off the hamstring. Suggests he wasn't fit either. But do you think Bilic got it right in hindsight?
Well, Bilic was brave today because he went for two up front, albeit without a striker. So it looked like pretty much Antonio, who was obviously at some point to go off injured with a hamstring, and Ayew. So it looked like 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1. It looked like he had two strikers, but with no strikers, if you know what I mean, which I thought was brave. He went out to win the game, so he deserves whatever he gets from today.
Yeah, I thought it was 4-2-3-1. That was a standard Bilic. I thought Lanzini was central in the first half, but switched in the second half. But I think Bilic had to play a gamble. He had a half-fit Sacco, a half-fit Carroll, a half-fit Antonio. He had to play one of them. I think he had to roll the dice. He chose Antonio. He's got injured, but it's worked in our favour. I've been a critic of COYI, Jay, but what a goal. What a goal.
Oh, that run. Oh, that run. I was touching my friend Mikey. I was touching his shoulder. I was going, Mikey, look. Because he was too busy fucking about with his betting. Mikey, look. Anyway, he scored a goal. He's turned around. We've all been screaming. What a fucking goal. What a goal. But COYI scoring, it's been a while. Because COYI does like to get in those attacking areas, get in front of in front of our attackers, get in that little space, do the bursting run and have them shots. But, you know, he's done it and I'm so happy. I'm bloody happy for him.
Is it good to see someone shoot from that range? It feels like this season not enough players have been willing to pull the trigger from outside the box. And if you take the gamble, sometimes you will get the rewards.
Yes and no. I don't think goals have been our problem. It's nice, as Jay said, to get COYI scoring. I'll be interested to see what Mikey was betting on to whether he won or not. But our problem has actually been the defence rather than scoring goals. And I think that was the point and the bit that we got right today.
Well, there was a few squeaky moments in the second half, though. But in the second half, though, were you confident? I mean, I don't know, I just think we risked it at times. I mean, there was a few times we thought they scored, but in the first half, though, how close was it Ayew with a header or saved on the line by Fabianski? We all thought that was in our end, right behind the goal.
Yeah, I think so. We were the team in the ascendancy. We were the team looking to win the game. I felt Swansea came for a draw. Yeah, it'd be nice if Chelsea came for a draw, to be fair. But I thought Swansea came for a draw, and well, do you know what? They suffered because of it. They showed little or no ambition. Even in the second half, I thought they could come on. Llorente came on. I thought they're really going to go for this. But they didn't really. We were still the better team in the second half. The best team won today, no doubt about it.
Do you agree with that? Second half, 1-0 up. It looked like we were a bit defensive. They had Llorente on. Were you impressed with our defence?
I was very impressed, but there's one person I've got to single out in this game, and he has been so... I've been so critical of this guy, and the amount of times I've said that he's not raised his level, apart from when we've left the bowl in, is Mark Noble. I think that geezer put in so many important tackles in this game. He was so important. You know, he was rallying the troops. Every time there's a free kick, he was the man that was questioning the referee. He did show his leadership today, which I feel like in recent times he's lacked. I feel like he might as well have anyone on the pitch being a captain, but Mark Noble today, I'm really happy with his performance. Got the win, defence done well. Collins, I don't know why, there's a part of me that's still not 100% on font. I'm not 100% on font, but I thought Collins done well, came in. Bilic played it right, and can we please just say it as it is and just say, you know what, Bilic done well, made the right calls.
Yeah, do you think Bilic got it right? He had his first sub was forced on him. Antonio pulled up.
Yeah.
Do you think he made a brave call taking Cleary on when he had Sacco and Carroll on the bench?
I don't know whether it was brave. I don't think it's forced on him. I don't think he should have played Antonio during the week, and you know that. I was consistent all throughout.
Well, it's forced on him. He's got a hamstring injury.
Well, yeah, but he shouldn't have played. You know that. Before the Arsenal game, I said he shouldn't play Antonio because he might get injured against Arsenal, which will question his fitness against Swansea. I said that. Go back, have a look. Right, so I don't think it was forced upon him. he was right to do what he did, which was, as I say, he started. You think it was a 4-2-3-1 or whatever it might have been. I thought it was a 4-4-2. You thought Lanzini was central. I thought he was very left in the first half. I thought he was coming in onto the left. So I thought it was. I thought it seemed like a 4-4-2. To be fair to me, so all I see him doing was really take on someone that was playing as a forward and Antonio and put on another forward. It was the right thing to do. But he's got a right to do. I'm not criticising him for that, but I don't think it was forced on him. I think he forced it on himself because I thought, as you know, Antonio should have been rested against Arsenal.
Well, I disagree with that because Antonio went off against Arsenal because of sickness, not because of an hamstring injury. So I think you're being a bit harsh on that. But you're impressed with his subs though, Jay. He had a lot of big calls.
Very impressed.
Took on Figuli, took on Fernandes at the end when Carroll was warming up for ages. It looked like he was coming on, but he changed and put Fernandes on. So do you think Bilic just sort of made the right? He's been criticised a lot by everyone for his subs recently.
Me as well. I've criticised him so much on my channel, but I want to go back to Antonio. What Chris was saying is that guy before he went off, he was immense. He was brilliant. He was bursting through that Swansea back four like a ball in a china shop. They couldn't stop. They couldn't hold him. They couldn't. And it was unfortunate that he did get forced into that. For me, I wanted Sacco, right? I wanted him because I want him to get slowly match. I wanted him to get match fit. I wanted him to come back. The right choice was Caleri because he is match fit right now. And it doesn't matter that if I believe that he's not at that level of Sacco yet, it doesn't matter, but he's in a better condition, he's in a better shape to be playing on that pitch than Sacco is right now.
Well, there isn't much other highlights to talk about, but Jay, a lot of people have been questioning over the last couple of weeks, rightly so. All our personal opinions differ greatly by the three of us standing here and among a lot of West Ham fans, but a lot of questions have been, are the dressing room behind Bilic? Do you think today they sort of gave an answer to that, and if so, what was that answer?
I don't think they gave an answer to it because I don't believe all of the players individually showed fight. I don't think they all did. I think, again, that I've been saying week after week, it seems to be a select few that is up for it. And he doesn't seem to have the full team on board yet. I don't know if it's something he's working on, but at the moment it still seems to be the same select 3 or 4 people. But, I mean, if he gets them all on board, then that's all good. But if he's not going to have them all on board, season after season, it's going to be the same result. We're going to have West Ham at 50%, 60% their potential. And, that's not good for the club.
Do you agree with that? 14 players on the pitch today. Do you agree that only a few of them are behind Bilic, or do you think a lot more of them are?
I think plenty of them are behind Bilic, actually. I don't think it's going to be enough to save him. I think he's gone at the end of the season. No, I think he had 2 options. Bilic had 2 options open to him. He was either going to go at the end of the day if he lost, or he was going to go at the end of the season. What he's done is the old proverbial stay of execution. He's had a stay of execution. He will now see out the rest of the season. I'm pretty 99.9% certain we'll stay up, but I do think at the end of the season Bilic will go. Unfortunately, in many respects, because he loves the club and he's got a good feeling for the club. But it seems to me, and it's not me, don't have a pop at me, but it seems to me like the board have other ideas. I will stand corrected if at the end of the season Bilic is handed a new 3-year contract. Fair enough. Personally, I think he's out.
I think a lot of the players are behind Bilic, Jay, but I think some of them aren't good enough. I think that's the problem. Like Bowden today, I think he was trying, but I think he made a couple of mistakes. He dived in.
Really well.
I think he dived in a couple of times and got skinned.
Remember, he was dealing with Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
Remember, he was dealing with him.
When he got skinned by the left back. I think it's Alonso.
In 90 minutes, Gio.
But what I'm saying is, I think all those players are behind Bilic. I do think they were behind them. But Jay, Gonzo said he thinks he's gone at the end of the season. Do you think today the fans show they're behind Bilic? There was a lot of super slavs, but they weren't as loud as they were against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I see. With this, I think this is going to have to be. I don't think the board are going to take us into consideration. I don't think they're going to care about what we think. I think this is going to be down to solely, your league position, your performances, how many goals you've conceded. The signings that he's made, which hasn't been all of them. Can we just make that clear? He hasn't made all of those signings at West Ham United. I think they're going to take it all into consideration of what his players have done and go from there. I like Bilic, and maybe it's me just in dreamland of last season. Maybe it is, maybe I'm just being like that, but I would like him to stay, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to stay at West Ham.
I think he will. I think he'll be here for next season. He's still got a year in his contract. I think he's going to stay. Will he get a new deal in the summer? No. Will they sack him? I don't think they will. I think they'll give him the next year. And it's almost, I don't want to say it's the cheapest option for the board, but it almost feels like it is. Well, we just won't sack him. It won't cost us $3.5 million. We won't give him a new deal. We'll just let him stay for a little while longer. But do you feel today the fans were behind him?
There were certainly lots of songs, pro-Bilic songs. 3 times I counted it. There's, Super Slav song started up and it finished as well. They were very, very happy.
Loud, but not as loud as Palace. When we were here at Palace, everyone was on their feet singing Super Slav. Today, where we sit, I felt like I was one of few standing up at one point.
Maybe not, but the noise against Palace was, as much as it was in support for Slav, it was almost 2 fingers up to Sam Allardyce, who was in the opposition dugout. By saying Super Slav, you're pretty much sticking 2 fingers up, saying, off you go Allardyce sort of thing. I think that played a lot of part. So I don't think it was any louder or quieter in that respect. I think many of the fans are still behind him. But I do question this whole "in Slav we trust" thing, because he's got to show that he can, and I don't know whether it's Slav's fault, whether it's the board's fault. There's been some serious problems this season. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting towards the end of the season, walking into that stadium thinking, please, 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 we've got to beat Swansea to stay up. The fact that that's happened means there are problems. Might be Slav, might be the players, might be the board. I don't know. That's for us to discuss, and for everyone else to know. We don't know. We can only speculate.
After, isn't it? It's like a lot of the things when you in the footballing world, it's always after something happens, all the truth comes out, and you're aware of everything then.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. It'll get written in a book in about 6 years' time in Slaven's memoirs, and he'll say, actually, when I was at West Ham.
If it's like Allardyce, it'll just be the next season. The season he's not with us. Yeah. It'll be that that immediate, if you like. But yeah, it'll all come out in the end.
Gonzo thinks we're safe, Jay. Do you think we're safe now?
I think we're safe now because obviously Swansea are the top of the relegation pile, and we only need to care about Swansea City, and we've done them. We've got what? Is it an 8-point gap? It's too much. I think with the West Ham, the way West Ham way works is that we turn up at the teams that are superior to West Ham. Let's be straight here. They're just they're bigger, they're huge clubs that are successful in Europe, but we turn up. Many times our players have turned up and given their best and their all against these teams that are superior to West Ham. So I think we're definitely safe. We're going to be getting some points. I'm pretty sure we're going to pick up some points, and I think we're safe.
Gonzo, what's your final thoughts? I mean, you said we deserved the win. I totally agree with that. I don't think either keeper had much to do, actually. I don't think Vandal or Fabianski had much to do at all. It was a case of who's going to produce that special moment. In my worry and in pit of my stomach, I thought Sigurdsson's and Lanzini are the 2 players on that pitch that probably can produce that moment. Turns out it was COYI that could produce it. And we've got the win, we've got the 3 points, we're probably safe. I think we're safe. All 3 of us think we're safe. But for you, did we play well today? Did we do enough? I mean, where do we go from here? Is it a case of just see how much points we can get on the board till now and then the season, enjoy our football? What is it? I mean,
well, I think we could probably make ourselves almost mathematically safe in our next game. I think that it's job done. As far as Sigurdsson's concerned, if we are thinking of bidding £30 million for that player, don't. I mean, just don't. He is not a £30 million player. There's no doubt about that at all.
I think that's harsh.
Well, it's not. I've just sat in a stadium for 90 minutes and watched it. Well, actually, I watched it for 90 minutes last season as well. And actually, I watched it. I mean, I've seen enough of Sigurdsson. He is not a £30 million player. He's a decent Premier League player. 15, 20 million, maybe. Do not go and do our transfer budget on that player. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we want us to do a transfer budget, but I think you've been a bit harsh on him.
That's the last transfer window's budget, ain't it? Haven't we still got that money to spend?
But Jay, let's start wrapping this up. I mean, you're obviously happy today, but are you happy with the performance, or is it just a case of we've done enough to win, but not enough to sort of?
I don't think it was it wasn't our best performance. Of course it wasn't. You're being fooled to say it was. But they dug in. They did it. What more do you want? What more do people want these players to do? They got the win. At the end, they was defending. They was defending for that. James Collins. I need to give this geezer a mention, right? I know he's old, right? I know his legs have gone, but the geezer positionally, he's incredible. He's positional. It's just. I was saying to Mike when I was watching, I was like, Mike, Ginger's got this. He's got this. Trust me. Yeah. Sigurdsson was it? Whip it, ball in. Ginge on the end of it. Too predictable. It's out. Well, we got
a bit of Ginger love going on here, to be perfectly honest with you, Jay. But he went into the crowd afterwards, and he was lucky to get out with his underpants on, because he went to give his shirt. He actually climbed into the crowd, and he did really, really well. A true West Ham hero, James Collins.
Yeah, I just want to say, a lot of critics from the away fans, and rightly so, have been pointing out players for not coming over at the end of the games recently at Hull, Arsenal. Not a lot of players came over at the end of today when we won. Like you said, Collins came in, Noble and Biden came over, Snodgrass came over. A lot of players were quite reluctant. I think they're a bit nervous as to what reception they're going to get. But today I see the fans. Today the club needed a 12th man. Now Bilic, Noble, whoever can say, oh, we need a 12th man. For me, we've been there all season. Today we did what we normally do, and that is we stand up and we're saying, but they need to give us something back. But today they gave us something back. I thought every player showed fight. I thought they fought for Bilic. I thought they fought for the Premier League.
Can I jump in?
I'm not sure if they're good enough, but I thought they gave 100%. And I think today everyone asked a lot of questions of West Ham United. Pundits, neutral fans, other fans. West Ham fans said, is this team good enough? Is Bilic good enough? I think we answered a question today. Not all the questions, but I think we answered some, and we answered enough to say we're a Premier League team, we move on to Sunderland. If we win that, I think we're only 4 points off 9th place. We can still finish in the top half of the table. It's ridiculous, but we can actually still finish in the top half of the table. We beat Sunderland next week like we're expecting. We can be a few points off finishing the top half. Now, while we play Everton, Spurs and Liverpool, it's hard games. We've got nothing to lose anymore. Do we have anything to play for? No, but we've got nothing to lose. The pressure's all far back. Those clubs coming to our stadium will still have something to play for. Pressure's on them now. The pressure might be on Burnley at the last game of the season, but it's not on us anymore if we beat Sunderland. But what would you like to say? Let's wrap this up. What's your last thoughts on the game, etc.?
But I'm very, very happy for the win, and that we've, in my opinion, that we've solidified our Premier League status. But for me, I think there is people, for me, like Font, like Snodgrass. I don't think they're turning up for Bilic still. I don't, and I'll be critical. Even if we lose, I'm just going to say as I see it, and I felt that, particularly Robert Snodgrass today, I thought he was absolutely shocking. I don't think he deserved to be on the winning team.
I thought he was crap, but I thought he worked hard. He's just not good enough. He's just a bit crap. He was a bit crap. I thought he worked hard, but he was crap.
Yeah, no, he was. The amount of individual dribbles that he lost, the amount of times he 5-yard passes.
Kills attack.
5-yard passes. Come on, you can't be doing it. Swansea loves a canter as well. They love it. They've got the pace of that Montero as well.
When we signed Valencia, we signed the wrong Ecuadorian. There's no doubt.
Gonzo, what's your last words on this? I'll get your man of match in a minute, but what's your last words on the game?
No last words. A great victory, a proper victory today. The best team won, no doubt about it. Well done to all involved in today. There's no doubt about it. We made them. There were a couple of squeaky bums, but we made them almost look blunt.
I think if you've been watching our channel, you know I'm quite pro Bilic. I'm actually relieved for Bilic. Right, sorry about that. The microphone batteries ran out big. Yeah, I'm glad for Bilic today, actually. I think it takes the pressure off him a little bit, and I just hope he can get enough points on the board to sort of satisfy everyone. The boardroom and the fans and the players, I hope he satisfies everyone. But I think now we can try and get 4 or 5 more points on board and start to look at the summer. It's a big one for us in the summer. I just want to touch on you about Mark Noble. You might not have watched if you're watching on a stream, but at one point today, Biden made a mistake. Noble went right in his face, said, "What are you doing?" I think it was in the 90th minute. Biden didn't take into the corner. Noble said, "What are you doing?" And after about 10 seconds of discussion, Noble put his arm around his head and pulled him in. And he gave him a bit of stick, and then he sort of gave him a bit of... And that's what we needed, because 2 minutes later, Biden bunted it off someone and got a goal kick, and everyone ran over to congratulate. Noble was the first one there to say, well done. And that's what we've been missing. We've been missing leadership. And I think, like you said, you've done it, but I've always been a Noble fan. But anyway, man of match time. Jay, who was your man of match today?
For me, it's going to be very unpredictably the person I think is, because I think it's very easy to say COYI because he's a goal scorer. But I'm going to say, for me personally, it was a toss-up between Noble and Ayew, but I think it was Ayew for me because of how much he was the outlet. Once Antonio went off, he was so important, holding the ball up, pushing forward. He was tackling, he was in the back. He was kind of doing the things that Andy Carroll was expected to do during corners. He wasn't up there stuck isolated, he was pushing, he was linking up with Cleary later on, which no one else was doing. For me, it was Ayew.
Gonzo?
I'm very tempted to, funny enough, give it to one of the central defenders because it's the first clean sheet we've kept in a long time. But I'm going to give it to Lanzini because he was the one that provided the spark throughout. If there was anything going to happen, it seemed like it was going to happen through Lanzini. Technically gifted. I'm going to give it to Lanzini.
I can see why. I almost gave it to Ginge. I can see why. I agree with you. He on a couple of times the ball come in. It was him. It wasn't. Font was never there. It was always Ginge. Yeah. But for me, it's our captain. I thought he led by example today, and I felt sorry for him at one point. I think I think he was looking up, there was no options forward, he went backwards and the crowd kind of went, oh, and I thought, well, come on, give the guy a break, we're 1-0 up, he's keeping the ball, that's what you need to do at 1-0 up.
It shows how good our team played when all three of us give different man of the match.
I think you could, but the problem is I think we're all giving players man of the match who were 7, 8 out of 10, there's no 9 or 10s out of 10s today, I think they're all 7 or 8, so I think that's the difference today. It was like a efficient performance. But anyway, you guys are home, if you don't know who this guy is, it's Hammer Talk, his channel description link is below, hit on that, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to ours of course.
He talks about hammers, chisels, all sort of power tools. He's a power tool expert. Hammer and talk, don't miss it.
And come on to our forum at hammerschat.com, hit the subscribe button, we'll be back with a cup of tea next week. Me and Gonzo will be having a little chat. Is Bullets' job safe? Want to know your opinion? I think it is, Gonzo doesn't think it is. We're different opinions, what are yours? But anyway, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us.